What's up, guys? So today's video is going to be where we do the platform in the back of the GX behind the seats. And so my last video you saw, I was cleaning up all my wiring and everything like that in preparation for this, just to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be, it's clean, and before I put something on top of it all. So we are currently on the way to go pick up a 4x8 sheet of like heavy duty plastic. I think it's 3/4, and so it's like that Duradex stuff basically. And so it's a 4 foot by 8 foot, and I got my little utility trailer hooked up to the GX right now, which is a 5x8, so it should fit perfectly. And yeah, so let's go get it and see what we can do. Alright, so we got it and we're home. I've already unloaded the trailer and everything, but so it's that big 4x8, and you can see it has like some of that texture on this side, and then this side it has like that diamond plate kind of, might be too dark, but it's got this like diamond plate style on this side, but it's plastic. So this is actually 1/2 inch. So I didn't know it was going to be 1/2 inch until I got there, but I think it'll still work, just because we're cutting only like a small part of it to go behind the seats. I think it'll be sturdy enough, and once I bolt it down and stuff like that, I can put supports like underneath it, but yeah, I think it'll work. Okay guys, so it's the next day and we got the platform obviously. And so now I need to measure everything in the back, and I'll go ahead and show you, if you don't remember from last video, what the plans are, and then measure everything, see what I need to cut out, and then hopefully cut that section out of this sheet. And it should be plenty because it's a 4x8 and that's like 40 inches we're going maybe all the way across, so we'll see. But let's get in there, see what we can measure, and see how big it needs to be. Okay, so first I should probably take this passenger seat out because the battery box sits right behind it, and I'm going to leave that battery box there and then measure around that so that the platform can go around it. So I know that this passenger seat is all the way back and the battery box still fits behind it, so it's going to be staying like that, and I'm just going to make sure it's in its right set position to measure around that so that I don't have to, you know, do anything else. Okay, so here is the space. So that's the battery box that holds both of my batteries. And that sits directly behind the passenger seat, obviously. And then this is the space we're working with, right here, pretty much. And it's my little outlet, like power distribution box, charger for 12 volt. So you can see there's like 2 little divots on each end. And if you have a GX 470, you're familiar. So this is where, like, that's where the front legs of the back seats bolt in. So we're going to try and reuse some of those bolt points, like there all the way across, right, to keep it down and bolt it down. And the reason why I went with plastic is so that it doesn't get ruined by moisture and stuff like that, because when I did drawer system in the back before I chopped it, and we used wood and just like mud and water getting inside, it just ruins it, you know, even if you coat it and stuff like that. I just haven't had good experiences with it, so I figured plastic would be best, very low maintenance and still easy to work with. So that's where my seat is comfortably for me, and so I got to measure up to that and see how far I can go. And then I'm gonna try and maybe do some flaps so that you can kind of put stuff down there, but I'm probably not going to go all the way up to the seat just so I can put stuff down there still. The main reason why I'm doing a platform is for the fridge, and the fridge only takes up like this much space in the middle, really, because it's only a 45 quart. So I'll have plenty, but I just want to make sure I'm not covering up any useful space without being able to access it. So let's measure this and see what we need to cut and go from there. So I was trying to make up my mind if I wanted to do all the way across, because like I said, there's those little divots back there, and so if I went all the way across, it would cover them up. I could do flaps to access that area, but I just don't know if like I'll have that much, like if I open the flap and then the flap is going to be something that's going to be in the way, right? So I think I'm just going to go across the main top platform and don't go over the divots at all, just to save myself from probably more of a headache later when I'm trying to put something there, or if I'm just opening and closing flap, you know. So I just don't think it'll be realistic. So basically I will only cover from here all the way across to right here, right? So it leaves these little gaps open on each side. And then I think that's 43 inches is what I measured. And then down here, so like measuring from the wall to the box, I'm gonna do 1 foot. 1 foot is about probably the best bet in that case, and on all the way across 1 foot, so I leave this gap open as well, because I don't think I'm gonna be opening flaps and stuff like that just to get to something. So I'm not gonna do any more flaps now, and just gonna cut it straight. So 1 foot by 43 inches, and I have a whole 4x8 sheet of that stuff. So I have a lot of leftovers, so if I need to do anything else, I don't know, I can use it. Also, if you're wondering why this extension cord is here, I'm charging my batteries right now because it is overcast and it's going to be for the rest of the weekend. And this is when that big winter storm or whatever is supposed to hit. So this video is probably going to come out after that. But it's supposed to be a bunch of ice this weekend. I guess when this video comes out, we'll know if it was a big deal or not. So anyways, my overflow from the starter battery is still not working, so I am charging them up just in case I lose power, and I can use this system to do whatever I need to do. So I'm literally only going to be using like this much, this down of this whole sheet. So I'm gonna have a bunch, but that's the only size that they sell it, or at least that guy. And it was just on Marketplace for like 160 bucks, I think. So that was the cheapest I could find it, but it's just a lot more. Okay, so we got our piece here that we cut out. Now I'm just gonna go over it with the grinder again and smooth out all the edges and make it not so sharp, I guess, so it doesn't get hung up on anything. Yeah, and see if we can measure out the bolt holes and get those to work. So we'll see. So one reason I wanted to put a platform back here is also, even though it kind of looks like it would have been the same if I just didn't have one and it was just on top of the carpet, but if I can bolt this down and then I can screw in some anchor points to strap the fridge down so it doesn't go anywhere when I'm, you know, riding around on the trails and stuff, and anything else I can put like little tie downs on, and it's all bolted down. So you just crank on the strap and then it's good to go. But here it is inside. I haven't bolted it down yet, but it's not bad. But yeah, it just levels everything out and it just creates like a space for everything to go and look cleaner, I guess. I don't know. But I measured the feet on the fridge, which I have all my stuff on my carport right now, and it'll be perfect on here, it being 1 foot. So, and then let's see if I can put it more where it's gonna be. So like right there is where it's gonna be. So it'll just bolt down, and then I have those little spaces on each side still. I have that space behind the seat still. So that works out really well. Now let's measure and see what bolts we need. Okay, so I got all my measurements, and now I'm gonna go to Ace Hardware, and I got one of the bolts, and I'm gonna find something longer and then measure how much taller the bolt needs to be, and then hopefully it'll work, and hopefully all my holes line up. Okay, so it's cut out to the length that it needs to be. I drilled all the bolt holes, test fitted them, and they should all be good. Now I'm going to mount these things. So basically like a little hook right here. You get the idea. So this will drill into the plastic, and then this will be like a little tie down hook so that I can tie straps or put the straps through the hoops and then tighten the fridge down. And I'm also gonna use maybe one of my oob cubes. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I still am trying to play with where exactly I want to put the fridge on the platform. If I want to put it directly in the middle, or it might be more towards the passenger side, because I'm gonna try and fit one of my oob cubes, which is basically like a milk carton type thing that locks shut and opens, so I can kind of keep stuff more organized in the back. I might be able to fit 2 on each, or 1 on each side. I have 2 of them. So I'm kind of play around with that right now and see what we can come up with. Okay, so I don't know how I thought I was going to fit both oob cubes on this same platform, but that's definitely not gonna happen. So I'm gonna shift this over to the left, mount it, and then mount maybe one of the oob cubes on this right side. This might just work, like barely. So I'll have enough room maybe for one of those tie downs. Maybe can share a tie down in the middle, and then another one on that side. So let's see if this works. Okay, so I got my tie downs screwed in. Not the best job at all. This one's kind of crooked, but it'll work. So yeah, fridge will go there, and then one of those oob cubes will go here. All my bolt holes are drilled. I kind of measured and did that one instead when I was supposed to do that. So that's cool. Yeah, so now let's put it in and see if we can get stuff mounted. So everything is in, and look at that. Look at that fitment though. Woo! Perfect, honestly. And I have like enough space right here. Nothing's up against each other. I can shove something down there. Got my oob cube mounted. Got more room in between that and the door. It's pretty nice, honestly. It's not too bad. So I like it. I'm gonna move that chair all the way back and then put the seat back and see where that is now. Yep, literally perfect. Look at that. It's like just enough room in there behind the seat. And then this thing can open as well. So I have all my kitchen stuff pretty much in here. So these latches push in. Even has Rowdy engraved on it. Shout out to Oob Cube for doing that. But yeah, open the lid, and I got my panini machine or panini press. Underneath that I have my induction cooker, paper towel, forks, whatever, you know, stuff like that to cook with. And then you can just close it back, push the tabs in. So that works perfect. And this is also removable too. So if I wanted to take this cover, like this clear piece off, and you can reach in and grab stuff without opening the whole thing, you can do that as well. But this gives me plenty of room to shove like maybe one small bag of clothes or something down there, and just stuff like that. So this works really nice, honestly. Pretty happy with it. Okay, so I put the chair back in and everything fits wonderfully, and I absolutely love it. I think that's a huge difference, because last time everything just kept leaning forward and then it would just like get loose. I had a ratchet strap from side to side going over or in front of everything and ratcheting it to the back wall, and so it was just a pain, because if I had to move anything or whatever, I had to undo the whole thing. So this is a lot better, and it's bolted down, and then those straps are going through those little rings, and I think it'd be fine. So next thing is the MOLLE panel that goes in the back. So we'll continue this when I get that. I ordered it this morning, so it should be here in about a week or so. We'll go there until we get it. So then we are going to move on to the MOLLE panel for the back wall. Ordered it, as you saw, and it came in. It's been a while since I've had it. Finally got it installed. Didn't really get any footage of that because it was kind of in a rush. And then we had the Save Expo and everything like that. So yeah, I got that mounted, and I just used like these 70-pound magnets, I think, from Amazon. Bolted it to the MOLLE panel, and then on my sound deadening, I just cut out the circles for the magnets, and then that way they could go straight to the metal. I also got to use another MOLLE panel that I've had, and it was one of those MOLLE panels for the rear quarter window for the GX 470s. And I had one there because when I had my gull wing for my busted window, I had it where my gull wing opened, and then all my like gear for recovery and everything was right there. So I took that MOLLE panel and reused it and took the brackets off of it, and it's just a plain flat panel now. So then I just bolted the same magnets to it, cut out the same holes, and put that one on the passenger side of the car, behind like where the back window used to be on the passenger side. And so I'll show all of y'all that right now. All right, so coming in here, and this is the MOLLE panel here on the back wall, as you can see. Super clean, super nice. I already like used like some of these mounts like that to mount that axe, and then a lot of like these, you've seen like those kind of like twist tie things from Harbor Freight. I use those a lot and like mount stuff like that bag on that MOLLE panel. And then this is the other MOLLE panel I was telling you all about right there. Fits pretty good. And I have some hammocks hanging off of it, and then my air hose to air up and down the tires. So I mount that there. Have another little hatchet there. So pretty good. Super happy with it, and it's just magnetized to the back wall and stuff like that. So yeah, I just bolted like these little magnets right here, as you can see. So yeah, I just bolted all of those up like that and put them on the back wall. So they're pretty strong, honestly. I've given it a good tug, and it's pretty hard to pull it all off because I've only mounted it in 4 spots, two on each end, so it's not too bad. And then the other one has another set of 4 mounted. So really like it. Love the way it came out. Shout out to Bison Gear. These are both Bison Gear MOLLE panels. Shout out to them. Really good products, and definitely check them out. So, and pretty good shipping because they're in Europe, I believe. So shipping actually is not too bad getting here once I ordered it. So can't beat that. But yeah, guys, turned out pretty good. I'm super stoked with it. So yeah, super happy with how everything has turned out, and so glad that I actually got all of it done. And I've been using it for a few days now. I mean, a few weeks now actually, and it's been fine. Been great. Didn't have to re-tighten anything or anything like that, readjust. So far so good. and then we'll keep adding stuff to the MOLLE panel. Maybe do another MOLLE panel on the other side. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. Stay tuned for more videos, and thanks for watching, guys.